Hi guys, so I was asked to do a quick summary of some examples of some special right triangles. And this is something that'll be coming up on a test here. And so I thought I'd do this. So real quickly, we've got, so we're gonna do this as a storyboard. This is a storyboard for my new movie for the story of a special right triangle. All right. So if we have a right triangle and we know it's a 45, 45, 90, the key is that these two legs are the same. So if this is A, then this is A. They're the same if A is a variable, whatever it is. And to find the hypotenuse, we multiply by the square root of 2. So it's A times the square root of 2. Square root of 2 is about 1.414. Okay? So that's, we'll use that. There's this other triangle that thinks he's pretty special, and that is our 30, 60, 90. 30, 60, 90 is half of an equilateral triangle. Since it's half of an equilateral triangle, then whatever this hypotenuse is, this side is going to be half of it. So we're going to start with the short leg. The short leg, let's call that A. And this side would be 2A because, remember, this is half of an equilateral triangle. So if that's A, the whole thing's twice that, 2A. And then if you want to find the short leg, we take A times the square root of 3. So this is just some nice, neat shortcut ways to make your way around any 30, 60, 90, or 45, 45, 90 triangle. Okay, so let's try a couple here. This is supposed to be, looks like it's a little out of whack, but a 45, 45, 90. There's two types of problems we can have with a 45, 45, 90. If you know a leg, let's say this is 12, and we don't know these two sides. Well, we know the legs are the same, so this guy has to be 12 also. And then we can know, if you want to find the hypotenuse, well, since the leg is 12, the hypotenuse has to be the square root of 2 times bigger. So we leave it as 12 times the square root of 2. So that's the easy 45, 45, 90. Okay, we'll call that scene easy 45, 45, 90. Whoops, can't write. It's not that easy, I guess. 45, 45, 90. And then we have the challenging, or the tough, at least tougher, 45, 45, 90. Okay, so that's our next scene. And so that goes like this. Well, if we know this guy here is, let's just say this is 10. And we got to know this is 45, 45, 90. Well, to go backwards, let's call this x and this y. Okay? To go backwards, we got to, instead of multiplying by the square root of 2, we got to divide by the square root of 2. So we know that x is 10 divided by the square root of 2, but we don't want to leave it that way. We got to rationalize the denominator, so we got to multiply by the square root of 2 over the square root of 2, multiply top and bottom by the square root of 2, because we're really just multiplying by 1, and that is 10 square root of 2 all over square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is 2. It's a square root of 4, which is 2. And so this is 5 square root of 2. So x is 5 square root of 2, or 5 times the square root of 2. Well, the legs are the same, so this guy has to be 5 times the square root of 2 also. That's the idea. That's the challenging 45, 45, 90. All right, well, then we have the story of this other special right triangle, the 30, 60, 90. All right, this guy thinks he's pretty cool, pretty special, because he's half of an isosceles triangle. So we have the easy version. This is the easy 30, 60, 90. Getting a little sloppy here. And so this guy here, let's say we know this side is 5. And we'll call that x, and we'll call that y. Well, we know this is easy because we know the short leg. And so we double that to get the hypotenuse. We always double the short leg to get the hypotenuse. So this guy's going to be 10. The long leg, which is longer, is not going to be twice as long, but it's going to be the square root of 3 times as long. The square root of 3 is a number that's a little smaller than 2. So this guy's going to be 5 times the square root of 3. Okay, which is just a number. You can get it in your calculator, but we want to leave it in simplest radical form. All right, so this is the medium now. Medium 30, 60, 90. Our next scene. This is medium difficulty because let's say this is 12. And we know this is a 30, 60, 90. Well, we got to work backwards here. It's easiest if we know the short leg like we did in the last one. But now we know the hypotenuse here. So we're going to work backwards. Instead of multiplying by 2, we're going to divide by 2. And that makes this 6. Not too tough. A little bit of division there. And then to get from the short leg to the long leg, we're always going to multiply by the square root of 3. So this is 6 times the square root of 3. There you have it. And then last but not least, we've got the tough one, the challenging one. So this is the tough guy. So the tough one is when we know this guy is, let's say this is now 15. And we want to find these two legs. Well, to go backwards, we always want to go to the short leg. We're never going to go between the long leg to the hypotenuse. Never going to do that. Always going to go to the short leg and around. Always go to the short leg, no matter what you know. And so here we're going to, instead of multiplying by the square root of 3, we're going to divide by the square root of 3. And so that gives us, we got 15 divided by the square root of 3. Which if we multiply top and bottom by the square root of 3, that's 15 square root of 3. Square root of 3 times square root of 3 is the square root of 9, which is 3. And this is 5 square root of 3. Okay, so this guy is 5 square root of 3 for this one. Then, to get the hypotenuse, this is not too tough. We've got to double it. You have 5 square root of 3. We're going to double that. That's 10 square root of 3. And there you have it. That's the story of the easy, medium, and tough 30, 60, 90s. And then for the 45, 45, 90s, we only really have 2. All right. I hope that helps. Special right triangles, very useful. So that's the story, and we're sticking to it.